Hello and welcome to Pravus Gaming and Plague Inc. Evolved Custom Scenarios. And we are going to be finishing up the After the Plague scenario and its third variant. So we've already done the populist solution. We've already done the economy solution. Let's see, is it masses, affluent, or army? Okay. So, basically, I'm guessing communism, capitalism, fascism is what this guy's trying to go for. Now we're going to go for military power. So let's start off in New Zealand and conquer the world, because who didn't think that New Zealand was going to conquer the world, you silly heads? Alright, so if you don't remember, I don't know what you've been doing missing my other two videos, but we have the transmission. There we go. Transmission is dedicated toward the populist side of things and propaganda. Symptoms is dedicated toward the capitalist world economy side of things, and now abilities is what we're going to go for, and this is going to start us off with force. The army will support you if you guarantee their jobs. This will be easier in all regions, but you'll have to rule with an iron fist. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. We have land vehicles. Tanks and armored vehicles will help you to consolidate power more quickly, and allow you to expand your regime across land borders. 22 points, though. It's expensive. Goodness. I mean, that sounds good, though. A lot of severity does mean we'll get a lot more DNA from spreading to those new countries, so we're going to want to get this pretty quick. Military planes. When enough of the country is under your control, you'll be able to start sending military planes to invade other countries. I'm guessing this will access air travel. Assault weapons. Equipping your troops with assault weapons will make them more effective, helping you to consolidate power more quickly. Again, more DNA. Then we have Counterinsurgency 1. Send a strike team to deal with the insurgency in one of the countries you control. You only have 6 of these, so use them wisely. Wait, what does that mean? You'll know when the time comes. Will I? Okay, I'm curious. Let's give it a shot. Expand and survive. Now you've established a regime in New Zealand, you can start to expand into other countries. This will be bloody at first, but the deaths will stop after you've consolidated power. However, if more than 25% of the population dies, your regime will collapse. So we're going to be killing people, but we don't want to kill too many, is what you're saying. Okay. And I'm guessing that the cure progress is representing of what? The counterinsurgency? Probably, something like that. The fact, though, that we have some lethality does mean that we're going to get a lot of DNA points very quickly, though. Alright. Well, I'm going to go for the land tanks, because I think land tanks are good. Well, actually, no. We don't need land tanks yet because we are an island. Never mind. Let's go for the military planes, because that will access some new countries. We have more planes. Increase the number of planes you send to other countries, but diverting resources to build them will force you to decrease armament production. So that means less severity, but you'll get to more... 2 more countries. Okay. Fewer planes. Decrease the number of planes you send to other countries and use the resources to increase armament production. So once we've traveled to every country by air that we can, then maybe we want to go for fewer planes. At least that would be my guess. Unless this is going to act like Trojan planes. Ooh, we are playing the Nurax worm after all. It's possible that... Yes, it is! It's a Nurax worm! Okay. Trojan planes it is. Where do we want to go? Somewhere... located fairly centrally to a lot of land. Let's go to Turkey. And if I go for tanks, then in theory, that should open me up to a lot of new opportunities. Very good. I like it. Okay, well maybe we do want more planes then. I don't know. Tanks would cost me 23 points now, so we'll grab that. Of course, the bubbles are auto-popping as before. Land vehicles will lead to lighter vehicles, not as powerful and can't carry as many troops. So, less severity and... less infectivity? Can travel greater distances. That doesn't sound useful to me, no. Spent uranium shells. Make your heavy weapons more effective, but the radiation they produce will slowly poison the entire population, so that will increase the lethality. A little bit scary, don't know if I want to do that. Heavy vehicles, more powerful, can carry more troops, but they can't travel long distances. Is that going to hurt us? I mean, I don't care if they go long distances, as long as they get to their next consecutive neighbors, then does heavier vehicles work? I'm not sure. Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. Local power consolidated. You've consolidated power in New Zealand and brought order to the country. Each new country you invade will progress the same way, and the more severe your regime is, the faster this will happen. Okay, so the fact that we're in Turkey, we're not killing very many, just a few. Oops, we do have another plane. Let's go ahead and send that to Brazil. Make sure we get something on every continent so we'll be able to spread by land. There we go. This is going a bit slower than I was expecting, though. I guess we'll go to... Let's go to China, I think. And we'll probably want to go to the USA. Wow, China got infected rather quickly there. So, okay. I guess we go for assault weapons, because that increases our severity, and that means more DNA. I do like that. That'll lead to conscription. Introducing conscription will greatly increase troop numbers, allowing you to establish new regimes more quickly, even though conscripted troops are less effective. Doesn't seem that much less effective. It's a little severity for a lot of infectivity. Obviously, we're going to go for the conscription if we can. But where does the counterinsurgency come into play? We haven't gotten any cure progress, which is a bit of a distinction from the other two styles of this scenario. So, let's go for conscription. This will lead to desert gear for hot and arid, Arctic gear for cold and humid, rural for poor regions in particular, and urban, also wealthy. Okay, so we've accessed just about everything we want. Now we have a pretty good idea what we're doing and what we can go for. Okay. Well, I think we need to go for things that are urban, in part, because we are not making a lot of progress in Europe. Maybe the next Trojan plane we should send to, like, say, Germany. They'll like us in Germany. I think we go for the urban. Urban tactics should be just fine. We'll save a few points for that counterinsurgency on the off chance it becomes important. I'm guessing one of these countries is going to resist our regime. If I had to guess, that would be my guess. Let's go to Central Africa next. Get us some access into Africa. Thank you. Something Toto involving Africa, I don't know. Alright, I'm going to go for the heavier vehicles. Extra infectivity and severity. I'm not sure how that's going to affect, like, distance. It doesn't seem to be spreading too much by land anyway. And let's go for the desert gear and see how that's going to work out for us. If at all. I'm not strictly sure. The heavy vehicles, like, again, do I care if Turkey is able to reach, you know, Finland? Do I care if Turkey can reach Finland, or do I care that it just systematically works its way to its neighboring country and eventually gets to Finland? And that seems like it would make perfect sense to me. I'm not sure what the disadvantage would be. I'm sure somebody will explain it to me later. But when does this counterinsurgency come in? Because I'm not seeing anything involving that. Let's go to Sweden next, I think. And then we should devote all of our planes to getting to the islands, like Greenland and so on. We are getting a fair bit of DNA out of all of this, though. Maybe we want to go for rural tactics. I think we will, and we have no idea what that unlocks. Okay. Well, we've gotten about... I mean, do I want to get some cold resistance next? Maybe. The Willing Human Orthodoxy. Another weird, funny acronym for the World Health Organization. Alright, an insurgency is rising against you in Indonesia. Calling themselves the Willing Human Orthodoxy, they have vowed to cure the world of your regime. You must send a strike team to deal with them before they can destabilize the whole country. Indonesia, you say? Okay, let's go ahead and do it. Counterinsurgency 1. And do I get a control where that goes? No. Insurgency quelled for now. Alright, but the same thing could happen in any country with more than 1 million people, so keep watching the news and respond quickly if support for the insurgency reaches 100%. So I guess... Okay, so that's interesting. So yes, cure progress is going to be the cure. The insurgency is going to be the cure here. So we need to be paying attention, but presumably whenever we pop this, it's going to eliminate one of the countries that was contributing to the cure. So as long as I'm paying attention to that and I have some extra DNA points to spend, we might be okay. I'm not strictly sure how that's going to work. Let's go to Australia. Whoop. It said it was quelled in Indonesia. Who's contributing? Canada? Canada, are you contributing? Sudan. The news tracker is not going very fast, so it's kind of hard for me to see everything. Canada is leading the global cure effort. Maybe I go for another one. Alright, let's go for that. See if that quells it in Canada. I guess we'll go to Greenland next. Pop these blue bubbles. So Canada, are you still contributing? No. Okay, so this is another way that we can watch what's going on. We'll pay attention. We'll make sure that anyone who gets onto the list immediately gets quelled. Whoop, it's blue bubble. Nope, okay. Blue bubble's going to and from Canada, but they shouldn't be contributing anything, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. What does this lead to? Do we get to find out? Yes? No? Maybe? I don't know. Can you repeat the question? Let's go for some Arctic gear. That seems reasonable enough. I think we'll get enough Trojan planes. What islands are we missing still? Caribbean, Iceland, Japan. Quite a few, actually. We may want to go for more planes. That will reduce our severity, but it'll ensure that we can get to the islands a little bit faster. Who's contributing now? Australia and Norway. Okay. Well, do we go for it? Or do we go for more planes? How are we looking as far as our infectivity in some places? Not great. I think we go for more planes. And I will. Not too worried about cure progress quite yet, although they are contributing surprisingly fast given the circumstances, but I'm hoping that this will allow me to get to other places in Africa because I'm still not spreading very quickly. Maybe I'm doing this wrong, I'm not sure. Let's go to New Guinea next. Still not getting a ton of points, though. We're kind of running out of gas now, which scares me. Let's go for the counterinsurgency level 3. And that removes... I don't know which one it removed. Somebody. We still have Japan, Australia, Norway. So I guess the rest of the game needs to be devoted to... what? Just more counterinsurgencies? Kind of wish I was getting DNA from these blue bubbles. That would be great. But no, apparently not. What does this lead to? Yeah, I think we're just spending all of our points on counterinsurgency at this point to try and slow things down, but we're not getting around very quickly. We need to get to the UK next. Hopefully with a high population, that will mean that we can get some extra points. Let's do another counterinsurgency right away. New Guinea, Japan, Norway. So we removed Australia. That's good. Australia would have been a pretty major contributor to that. We did get into the Baltic states now. Good. Got him there. Good. Missing the Caribbean, Iceland, Morocco, Madagascar, Philippines. Stuff that the planes will have to deal with. Alright, let's go to the Philippines. I'm pretty sure there's a reasonable population over there. Hopefully that will lead to extra points for me. There we go. We can do another counterinsurgency, so we will. Oh, it looks like once we get to level 6, we're going to have some new options presenting to us. Not sure we're going to have the DNA for that, but it's there, which is interesting. The UK is contributing to this. Not a fan of that. The UK would be a major contributor. I kind of wonder if you have to situationally... It probably... Like, well, does it remove the person on the top of the list here? Maybe. Maybe it picks out the number 1 research contributor and targets them. So maybe you want to situationally not use your counterinsurgency until you see a major nation like the UK pop up, and that's when you want to use your counterinsurgency. Maybe there's a strategy to it. I'm not strictly sure. Morocco is still fairly slow. We are still missing the Caribbean, Iceland. We need to get to these islands more than anything else, honestly, so let's go ahead and keep doing that. There we go. A lot of people are still dying, unfortunately. I guess we'll go to... Let's go to Madagascar. Kind of hopeful that we're going to get to Morocco, but it's taking its sweet time, isn't it? 20 points is what you say I need for the next insurgency. There we go. Morocco has been infected. The Philippines are a key research contributor. So let's test this. If I pop this, that leads to, first off, counterinsurgency training. So basically, you just overall reduce the cure progress, is what I'm guessing. And then airstrikes. Undermine the global insurgency and decimate all resistance within one country, but it will kill most of the country's population. Interesting. So did that remove the Philippines? It does not appear to. It removed Norway. I guess it just picks one at random then. I'm not strictly sure how that works. We're going to get over to Iceland next. There we go. It's about as much as I can afford to do. So here's hoping that they consolidate rather quickly, and it looks like they are. Morocco is taking its sweet time, though. Yeah, it looks like it's just Morocco left. So if we get any more planes, we're going to send it off to Morocco. They're taking their sweet time. Very long time. I think we're going to be okay, though. The question is, are we going to get 3 stars here as well? Gave it a tiny bit of a boost. It's not too bad. Doop, 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 doop. More planes to Morocco. We're at 80% cure progress now. Anything else I can buy that I care about? Not really. Would take 27 points for some of these things, 26 or 27. I don't think we're going to get that much. Pretty sure this is pretty much the end of it. Yes, it is. Okay. World power consolidated. You've consolidated power in every country and brought order to the world. The flag of your regime will now fly in every home and workplace. Shame it brought so much suffering and pain, but that's fascism for you. Called it. Communism, capitalism, fascism. Order, freedom, and autocracy. I mean, a guy basically just stole something straight from Civ 5 into 3 different world ideologies, which isn't that far off of reality, but still. Okay, we got 2 stars this time, so we must have done something slightly out of order. Still, though, I think that was probably the most simplistic of them all. Yeah, I don't know. I would say that the communism one was probably the hardest in the sense that just you had to switch up your different tactics to have different kinds of revolutions. And capitalism was fairly complex just because you were trying to manage that inflation. This one was pretty standard, I think. Pretty simple. The Trojan Plains made it simple. And yet, it's the one we did the worst at, so I don't know. What does that say about me? Maybe something, maybe nothing, I don't know. Either way, though, that was cool, though. Yeah, I like After the Plague. We've gone through everything involved in that now, so probably won't ever pick that up again, but still, very well done. I like this a lot. It's like having 3 different scenarios in one. Although, that said, you know, it almost makes you wonder if you could have broken this up into 3 different scenarios itself and kind of expanded on the content. You know, After the Plague, world economy version, and then have actual transmission symptoms and abilities kind of broken up. Would that have been better? Would that have been too much? I don't know. Kind of hard to say. Either way, I know that I liked it, and the whole thing felt clever and unique, and that is special to me. So, I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Pravus with Plague Inc. Evolved. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.